sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin'.
Sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin'.
We good? This is Sippin' with Sammie. I am Sippin' with Sammie, Sam Malone, Barstool, Rug. If you ain't sippin' with Sammie, you ain't sippin' right. Get your fucking life together. And I got Saf with me.
And I'm in the building. Yo, yo.
Yeah, she's actually in the building this week. That's dope. Got you back.
You got me back, yo.
Yeah, we distancing socially. Check us out.
Yo.
Hey, how about that? Oh, man. But no, since I got you back, it's been a lot going on.
For sure.
We can start heavy and light. How about that?
Let's go.
I've been seeing that as soon as they let a few people outside, they decide that it's time to kill niggas again.
Yeah.
And I don't say that in jest. I don't say that lightly at
I
all.
didn't take it like that.
But I mean, like, I've seen so many cases of nonsense when we supposed to be social distancing and minding our own business, of people doing things and the government or their local government doing things in support of it.
So you know what bothered me also was not only that, but the fact that it was a father and son duo. That was like,
you know how many parallels this has to the Zimmerman situation? It's ridiculous. Even down to the father having ties and all of that stuff.
yo, but the fact that they committed together, the father and son, is like, to me, a problem. Like, this is what has been taught. It's not a problem. No. Like,
well, we know that.
My 5 and 6 year old know if they saw me do something like that, they would not be just going along. They'd be like, Mom, do you know what you just did?
But we know that racism is a taught behavior. We know that this form of what they consider policing is of horrible training.
Self-policing.
Oh yeah, and then that's the thing that really fucks me up when you talk about it. It's like, did you just say you was making a citizen's arrest? No, like, it's 2020. It's cops every fucking where. What classifies a situation, especially when, even if you thought there was a break-in, cool, let's go with the story. There was a break-in. He went in somebody's property. He had on white t-shirt and shorts and was jogging. What did he carry out of that property? So nothing was stolen. No weapon shown. No intent to harm someone shown.
And
what makes you as a citizen say you need to intervene with whatever he just did?
So I got a new saying, and it's my Facebook. But what it really means, it's not even my Facebook. Scratch that. It's my FB. People might intent and like think it seems my Facebook, but it really means mind your fucking business. Like, that's my little like new acronym. My FB. Mind your fucking business.
And mind you, I'm not saying like there's plenty of civilians out here, and there's plenty of people that are afraid out here for whatever reason, and I don't want to belittle any of that. But we have police for a fucking reason. If he had a gun to someone's fucking head, or he was harming someone, and you decided that force was something that was necessary, it would be more understandable to a certain extent.
Right. But
we're talking about someone that's running with nothing on them but what? A watch or a cell phone at the most? Like, you don't, there's nothing. Then there's evidence that the owner of the house said there's never been any vandalism or theft. And then the sheriff said there's no reason to arrest anyone because there was no crime committed before this shit happened. And it's driving while black, jogging while black, eating Skittles while black, selling cigarettes while black, selling CDs while black,
driving down the road while black,
wearing a white tee while black. And you know what's crazy? And I'm going to touch on his white tee and his hoodie shit, because this is something I said a long time ago, because like we like running with the theme that we don't get outraged until, and we don't diss until, and this, that, and the third. So when they were saying that they were killing your kids for white t-shirts, a lot of you motherfuckers were saying, well, why are they wearing those white t-shirts? They know that they don't like them. And then when Trayvon got killed for wearing a hoodie, which is something that I believe was made popular by collegiate, fraternal, and people like that, he gets killed for that. Well, shit, why would he have on a sweatshirt?
Right.
Y'all started blaming your own people for what they were wearing as justification for them to fucking kill us. And I was telling y'all then, don't do that. Just like I'm telling y'all now, do not equate what happens in neighborhoods of people that are by low means, that have a lot going on, that society doesn't give a fuck about, to what happens from the people that are paid to protect them by them.
Right.
Don't ever do that. It's crazy. It's not the same thing and it's not fair. Like I said on this platform before, I know plenty of people that run nonprofits and situations and programs and after school things so that they can negate those things year round.
Right.
Way before we get an article, phone call, press release, or social commentary about what's happened to someone in our communities, we know first. We know what happens every day, and we're trying to combat that. And my platforms try to combat that. And her platform is about positivity for that reason. To show people that you don't have to have sensationalized media in order to get clicks. Clickbait can be positive. Somebody is bogged down by a bunch of negative headlines will see something positive and say, you know what? I need a little more sunshine today than I need anger and frustration. And she provides that. She being Saf, my co-host. I don't want to keep sheeing you to death. But like it's crazy when I feel like I see people react to these situations and they say things like, well, you didn't care about this situation and you didn't care about that. I cared about all of those situations. If it was an article on everyone, I would share it. But what I do with my voice and what I do with my community is directly connected to the things that go on that everybody else doesn't care about. Not everybody else, but I mean mainstream media doesn't care about the things like you said in Boys in the Hood. They don't know, don't show, don't care. I can't get away from that shit. You can't get away from that shit. I'm not sure if y'all are aware. We're from Philadelphia.
Right.
And I pause because that says a lot. Everybody that refers to us knows what goes on here, man. It ain't the fucking... It's a lot of beautiful things and it's a lot of harsh realities. And we fight through all those things all the time, and we smile and we show love and we provide platforms and we provide energy and time towards things that make sense to help our people out. Right. So I won't be so short. I won't let you be so short, and I won't let the other people that's doing these things be so short. But what I will do and what I will say is, before you say, well, y'all only or y'all don't, look up who does. Put up a post and ask who is. Because I guarantee if it pops up on my news feed, I'll tag a bunch of people that you look at and say, oh, all right, they really doing something if you're really trying to help. Now, you could look back and say, well, where's my money going? Is disaccredited? Who's backing it? That's cool. You have the right to know where your money is going. I'm not trying to persuade you to just follow somebody because I said so at all. But I want to give you options before you start telling the world that nobody cares. Yep. And if you feel like that, I want to correct that energy. I want you to understand that somebody cares. This is a constant struggle for all of us. And a lot of us, some of us actually have the time, energy, awareness, and all of those things have to go together to make a difference. So help those people. Even if you don't have the time, don't make an excuse. Right. Don't flee it. Don't try to make the narrative what you want to make it. If they say, hey, black men matter, and you say, well, black women matter. Well, look at the shelters that's taking care of battered and abused women. Look at the programs that's helping single mothers. Work for your cause. It's fine. And I'm sure they would appreciate anything from $20,000 to $20,000 from you, or 15 to 2 hours worth of fucking energy out of you.
That's really important to say. I think that especially right now, like, I know a lot of people are in hardships and are facing tough times. But a lot of other people have also received some stimulus money. So right now, like, that's something, if you want to do something with it, I feel like giving back to your community in a way of an effort that
if you can, absolutely. If you
can. But also to maybe think about how you can invest in yourself. I don't know if a lot of people are using that thought process, but this is a good time to kind of think about how you can invest in yourself. It doesn't have to be. I see a lot of people on social media are kind of feeling beaten down because they see posts like, if you're not starting a business right now, you're not hungry. And it doesn't have to be starting a business, but just figure out what you need for you and how you can best invest in yourself. If it's your mental health, your physical health, whatever it is, it can be a business, but just make sure that you're thinking about yourself, because you got to help yourself before you help other people.
Helps you to start your business.
Exactly.
It helps you to have that mindset or the energy to say, you know what, I can do something.
But everybody's not also, let's be clear,
not
everybody's
going to start a business.
Everybody's not business owners. We need some workers. Everybody
Absolutely.
can't be the owners.
And I agree with that. You know, I agree that's the way the world goes around.
You know what I'm saying? So just whatever it is, like just take this time. We all got to take this pause anyway. So just take that time to just think about what's best for you and how you can invest in yourself and how you moving forward. So. And
like I say, there's a top, bottom, and in between to everything. What she just said is absolutely correct. And then there's another thing. There's also the fraction of people, the percentage of people that sometimes find a hobby or something that they're new, or spend time in something that they haven't touched on in a while, and they find a career out of it by accident. You get paid to do what you love. You get paid to enjoy work. And when I say career, don't mean you won't have to go to work no more, because 50%, as I always say, of small businesses are only successful after 5 years if they reach 0. But it may be something that turns your life around and makes you in a position where you could prioritize your time different, when you could make money in your sleep, when you could take naps when you need to, when you could say, I can't go to work today because it's a mental health day, whether they pay me for it or not.
Right.
And I think that's important, and I think that's the cushion that a lot of the society lives off of that a majority of the society doesn't. And that's the way sometimes to bridge the gap, even if that's not your intention. You'll be surprised at what it'll do for your mentality and sometimes what it'll do for your pocket.
You know, I want to go back to a point, though. Imagine the stress of a person who's being told that they constantly have to start their own business when that's not where their mind is. They don't want to start a business. They want to help somebody who has started a business and help them create what they already have. Imagine that pressure. I've just been seeing this somebody in particular in mind who keeps posting about everything is not about, doing a business. Everything is, and I think it's because she's been getting pressured to do things that she just don't want to do.
Have you given her some options of who does she want to support other businesses?
She is supporting other businesses.
So
She is supporting other businesses. I will.
that?
She is. I will say she's supporting other businesses.
Well,
but the
that's
pressure.
dope.
But she just sees other people. Every post is, if you're not doing a business, if you're not, for her. For me, I feel it as encouragement. But I'm in that lane.
But you know what's funny about the starting a business thing? It's levels to all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these motherfuckers that started an OnlyFans page, and guess what? That's a new business for them.
For sure.
Some of these motherfuckers have made masks, and they might think, this might last me a month to 3 months. But what they won't realize probably within doing that is that their hand gonna get stronger. Their timing gonna get better on that machine.
Right.
And they might want to enhance that or carry that a little bit further and things of that nature. You know what I mean? A lot of things happen situationally and by accident because of the situation that you're in. There's a lot of people that have certain jobs that I've seen pick up selling platters and things. When a lot of things are up for sale and rent soon, they might be inspired to start a restaurant. It might replace somebody that lost one, and God forbid somebody had to lose one for that. But we can see a lot of things coming out of this if people work towards good energy space.
Right. So the point is, I want to say is two things. So it's when people work towards good energy. Again, it makes me think of another common saying, whereas too many Indians, not enough chiefs. Right.
That's why I said the world don't spin unless there's bias.
So that's where I'm thinking about. So everybody just got to know your place, right? It's like know your role, right? Stay in your lane,
one of my
right?
favorite quotes. Know your place.
So everybody definitely to come out of this. We as a people, we know we resourceful and we get where we got to go, right? But at the same time, you just got to know your place, know your role.
Can I salute? Because I know, not getting into that. I want to salute the women during this time, politically and locally amongst these families. I know that the burden is heavy. I know having your man around all the time, if he's in a position where he doesn't have to or isn't able to work right now, is a big thing. I know that homeschooling has become a heavier load because you're homeschooled already. Let's not play like homeschooling wasn't already going on,
right?
Because you have to teach or follow up on what was taught during the day or the week, and I understand that. But I want to salute all of y'all for just being dope, and the ones that are carrying it with grace and humility. And big shout out to Kelly Wyatt. She started a group for seniors and grads this year that is doing big things. They are saluting these kids. They are raising money for these kids, scholarships and all type of things, and it's been beautiful to watch.
Where's she based out of?
She's in Philly.
In Philly? Okay.
Yeah, that's folks. That's Ruben's family. That's one of my personal favorite people from Ruben's. Kelly is family to me. But
salute to her.
Yeah, she has some things going on. If anybody wants to be affiliated with it, let me know and I'll get you in contact with the group and you could help support what she has going on. But she's a teacher.
To highlight it on the magazine.
She's a public school teacher in the Philadelphia School District. She does a lot of big things when she's working. And now when her downtime came, her first thing was, well, I have kids and I have prior kids that are in a situation, and how can I help? And she figured out a way that was actually very productive. She's had a lot of support. So salute to everybody that's been supporting her. But like I said, drop me a comment in the comments. Hit me on my Instagram, whatever. I'll let you know how to get in contact with her. And I'll put her in contact with you so she'll get some on the scene stuff done soon. Because we want to point out people like that. Because like I say, I don't like to complain. I like to support.
For sure, absolutely.
That's my first priority.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But I don't know. Like, I always want to give an update on your personal since this has been going on. Because it changes.
Yeah, I just want to say rest in peace to everybody that was lost to this pandemic because my family just buried somebody on Saturday. So
yes,
I just want to say it's real. And,
Yeah, stop acting like it don't exist. People are being hit.
So it's interesting you say my mental changes because, we just be going through a lot. So to everything you said, like, it's a challenge, when you homeschooling and you got your own either work or a lot of us are not working, and that's a struggle in itself, just dealing with kids that just something that you new to. Like, I didn't go to school to be a teacher. Like, I'd be smart. Like, if I wanted to be a teacher, I'd have went to school for it. You know what I mean? But in all fairness, we just got to deal with it. But it's really a challenge when you got to teach the kids and you got either your own business or you got to work or whatever it is. And then you got to feed them all these meals that you never had to account for because they was eating at school.
She's being humble. All 5 of those is her roles. But...
So it's just trying to find that lane, just trying to find that groove. So I'm just thankful that I found that groove now. We got our whole little system together, but
I think you're going to miss it to a certain extent when it's over.
I'm not going to miss it.
I think it's a lot of aspects, trust me, energy.
I'll be more involved in their art projects and their projects that they bring home, but I'm not going to miss.
So you go find your home balance.
Yes. Because like I said, my kids, I'm thankful.
I ain't mad at it.
Like I'm so thankful and blessed that my kids' school never dropped. My kids are amazing. I'm thankful for them too. But their school district never dropped the beat. So they've been on it since we've been at home. They have assignments. They're graded. They have to attend. They have Zoom meetings twice a week, which I'm thankful it's just twice a week because some kids go every day. I can't handle it.
Do they miss school?
They do miss
their
school.
Friends physically?
They do. A lot of them live in our little area, so when we go outside and we go running, they might see somebody playing on their grass or whatever, and they speak to them. So they miss them though, but they had their little Zoom meetings, so they feel like they talking to them.
They catch up time.
It's cool. It's cute. It's real cute. Cool.
We ain't had them options. If this would have went on when we was in school, boy, we'd have felt like Flintstones.
Yeah.
I think blizzards.
It's good for kids who had siblings. Not good, but kids who had siblings would have did better than kids who didn't. Like, you would have fought, but you at least had somebody there with you rather than somebody that was by yourself.
I guess now we figure out why Dawn is a blessing. Go
ahead. Shout out to Dawn. I was close to my brothers anyway. My sisters too, but I was really close to my brothers. So, I think I'd have been all right with this time. Trust me, I'd have been all right.
You'd have been trying to cut out like they was trying to cut out though. Y'all to draw your mind and crazy.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, we did. Look, I'd have still been in Rite Aid or something, whatever. Like that was the corner store from my mom's house. So I'd have been at Rite Aid. But these are some real times. So I just wanted to just say shout out to everybody that's just maintaining this. Like, maintaining your mental health is real. Like, it be real. And I'm thankful that my husband gets to leave and go to work still. Because if he was there all the time.
But that's America's sickness, right? That we were conditioned to where if we're not constantly moving, everything's wrong. And for people, I want to preface that because I don't want to count out the people who are the people that lost a lot of their income and are struggling. I don't want to discredit that.
Not at all.
But we are in a society where it calls for that, where everybody in the house has to work if you're over 12 years old, where you don't get to be around mom past a certain age. You have to go here or here or here because she has to work 3 jobs too.
Right.
And now it gets slowed down, and it's like, damn it, why the fuck did y'all took me so far away from my family in the first place?
Right. Now, another side point about that was that I also wanted to say, like, back in the day, I mean, I'm so thankful for women's rights. But back in the day, it was either a woman either worked or she stayed home with kids. Right now, I'm working
and you home with
the kids. Like, yo, like,
no, that's different.
It's different.
Different. No, it's real.
Like, it's
but
different.
that's why I wanted to salute.
Like, I'm cooking
like
dinner. Lunch, I gotta make lunch. I ain't never had to worry about lunch for Saturday and Sunday. I gotta worry about lunch every day. Like this, and my kids like breakfast. Like they spoiled. I gotta
get my god baby soon. And
I ain't never eat breakfast. I'm like my kids like breakfast. They spoiled and shit. Like I ain't have breakfast.
I was making my own breakfast real young, yo.
I never ate breakfast. I still don't eat breakfast. I was
big on breakfast. Linda wasn't big on mornings. So
my dad, I mean, there was stuff in there for me to eat, but my dad wasn't getting. So breakfast wasn't the myth. So I'm like, my kids are spoiled. They privileged, so they get breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. Like they get it all.
It's beautiful.
But shout out to my kids' school district too, because they drop off like fresh fruits and vegetables and food to my house like every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Like dozens of eggs, milk, fresh carrots and broccoli and all kinds of stuff. So I'm just really thankful.
I'm moving, but I ain't got no kids. So
that school tax, it better be. Shoot, they better be dropping it off.
Yeah, but that's the twist. It ain't even worth it sometimes unless you got something in school out there. Like
for sure, absolutely.
God damn it, that extra $10,000 a year.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm an accountant and a numbers person, so I found the right county with the right numbers. So I'm getting a great education, but not as high as some of the other ones in my surrounding area. So
yeah, man. No, you're in a great neighborhood. Shout out to Miss Brooks.
Shout out to Miss Brooks.
Shout out
we
to
love
my
her.
guy Drizzlo, man.
Yes.
But no, man. It's definitely great having you back. Personally,
yo, I made it happen today, yo. I made it happen. I cooked dinner before I left. I did have a nap, but I made dinner before I left. I was like, but I'm leaving. Like that's the point. Like y'all, everything's good, but I'm still leaving. Like,
right.
I made it happen. I had to come today. So.
Nah, man. We've been having good eps regardless. That's one thing that I want to say. I appreciate. I feel like since it's me and you, we should give I can give my appreciations right now. I appreciate everybody that's been tapped in with us on this podcast since been from the viewership to the guests, because we've still been able to have great conversations. Shout out to Mason from Breed Studios, man.
I enjoyed that conversation.
You want to talk about someone who is paving the way to really be solidified forever in the city, and doesn't mind sharing game and all of that stuff is very important, and I definitely appreciate
I appreciated his thought process, like the way he was thinking and his perspective that he brought. It was definitely unique, and I appreciate it.
And he's very honest. It's one of the things that on this platform I've always wanted to create, and we've been able to maintain for the whole thing. Like I can't think of a interview we've had where it wasn't that, where we don't have people on here that's concerned with how they're perceived more than they could concerned with conveying who they are and what they're about.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And I think that there's a thin line, but there's a big difference.
Absolutely.
A big difference.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate that brother for his input for sure. I appreciate, like I said, MGD, King Mar, my OLF podcast homies.
OLF.
Who else we've had on here since we've been in these times? But like, we got a couple good ups coming up. That couple I told you about, couple I haven't told you about.
Okay.
But I'm working on some things, and I don't like pre-hyping stuff.
I
don't like getting motherfuckers all riled up and then it ain't time.
Listen, it's funny you said that because I found myself pre-hyping myself about some things lately, and now I got something under the tuck, and I'm just not even saying nothing about it because it's like a few things fell through that I was so excited about, a couple things, and I just noticed that I was just speaking too soon. Like, let it happen. Mm-hmm. So it was just interesting you said that.
Yeah, that's a hard balance I've been trying to keep my whole life. A lot of times things exciting come my way, and sometimes when I speak too soon, they don't happen.
So let me tell you where this balance from me is coming. So now with social media, I feel like, I'm very private with social media, right? And so everybody's like, you got to post more, you got to tell more. And so I see everybody like saying their whole life, and I'm like, all right, so maybe I need to put like more out there. But no, not till you ready. You got to find out when you ready. You can't. Everything ain't for everybody, and there's a time and a place for everything.
There's levels to content, and you curate your situation the way that, based on the stage that you're at.
Right, and so mine is not even necessarily content, but me, I felt a little more comfortable with divulging information I wouldn't give out necessarily because it's more the norm of everybody speaking their whole life.
Well, that's different.
You
but
feel
see,
me?
that's the thing. Like, that's something that in media you're supposed to. That's the way to get ahead is to recognize
Right.
when the shift comes.
Right. And so I'm speaking from a personal perspective and not a professional perspective. So
No.
yeah, for media, I definitely understand that.
No, but even personally, like that's your media eye. Like you're watching a shift based on something that you professionally know.
Right.
Don't ever discredit the fact that your craft is in you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Even when you're not on that time, you're on that time. You don't shop based on a regular person's eye because you are on the other side of the business.
Shout out to what's in me, yo. Have you heard of Dr.
Shout out to that. Pause.
Pause. Shout out to what's in me. Pause. Have you heard of Dr. Ayla Stanford? She's a black doctor who has been speaking on the forefront of the effects of the coronavirus in the black community.
Okay.
That's
No,
my
I
second
don't.
cousin, and I didn't even know that.
See what I'm
Like,
saying? I keep telling
and
you.
I knew I should have known it, but I didn't know it. I was talking to my
There's
mom.
gold in them there hills.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you. So I was talking to my mom, and she was saying, you know, your cousin Dr. Ayla Stanford. I'm like, Dr. Ayla Stanford, Mom, I watched everything about her. I can tell you everything about her. She just got married 2 years ago. Like, I could tell you everything about her. I've been studying her, and I didn't even know that her mom, her dad, and my mom are first cousins.
That's so crazy, but that makes sense because that's your lineage is kind of that. Like,
So then I realized that like the greatness that I have in me is that it's from every single stem of my tree, right? From the abolitionist was my grandmother's lineage. The newspaper is my father's lineage. Franz Schubert was my grandmother's mother's. A famous composer with Bach and Beethoven was my mother's lineage, and now my mother's father's lineage is the leading doctor
Right now.
Right now. So, and that's what I said. I said it wasn't even from before. This is somebody that's making cover history, and this is my bloodline, and she's right here, like in this city.
she's
and
etched in history at this point.
Etched in history. You'll see her. She's a doctor that's with Will Smith
You know
when he
what?
was doing
I'ma
his
look it up.
colonoscopy. That was the doctor that was with him. That was
Okay, I know
leading him
what
through
you're
that.
talking about. I gotta look her up.
That's
I
my
gotta
cousin,
look
Dr.
into it.
Ayla Stanford. So shout out to my cousin, Dr. Ayla Stanford. Shout out to everybody that's on the forefront.
Yo, salute to her.
And that's making these moves in this. But yo, my cousin is definitely making moves. I'm thankful for her. And she gave my mom some inspiring advice at a funeral not too long ago. So yeah, I'm just thankful for that. So
No, that's ill as hell. Like that's dope. I'm glad to know that. But like I said, I already know about your lineage and your family. Like I've touched enough of your family that I'm good on whatever you tell me about the rest of them. Because they've been good folks to me and they dope as hell. And what I know about your family history is like, that's legend shit. Like it's you really a part of a lineage that matters. And it's crazy because like I don't like to, whatever, but that's where we groove at. It's like we understand what it's like to have a name that means something and that however you go about it, it can go either way for what's been preceded you. Because we're not like you might be the first person in your family to get your doctorates or something, but you're not the first person in your family to achieve on a high level. So there's still something there no matter what you do, where there's like, yeah, but this what we do, what else I'm gonna do, and how can I enhance what we've done. So that's dope as hell, and is great to, as someone that grew up with you, watch you notice these things, recognize these things, achieve through these things, grow through these things. I love watching that shit.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. I feel like I got all my stars, like my north, my south, my east, and my west is now. Like
everything's covered. It's like, no, you are exactly who you're supposed to be.
Yep.
It's
So
cool. I mean, when they start bidding on you, I'm gonna outbid them. It don't matter. Fuck it. What you mean? You know what I mean? We in
I
this
appreciate
shit.
that though. Yo,
No, but that's dope. Like that's exciting. That's inspiring. I'm glad you shared that. And it's crazy because you talk about your family now. Less than a week ago, we was talking about you a dozen years ago.
Right.
I had Son of the 215, Deep Bills, our family, on Flyboy Friday Radio, Glocawear Radio. You can look up the YouTube interview. It was a great joint. Z's was there. Z slid through. Mozart, Almighty Mozart, the producer. And it came up about the Eve show that you plugged everybody's situation with.
Right. Shout out to Eve.
He was like, yo, Z's did something I never seen in my life. He was like, yo, Saf, yo, I swear to God, like, I'm never going to forget. She plugged me with it. She made sure I was cool, this, that, and the third. And then we even got into how we always skip over the fact that you was working double duty that day. We had Saf as, she was damn near managing him. And at the same time, she had to go on stage and give a speech on behalf of
the newspaper at that time.
Of the newspaper at that time, right? And killed the speech and killed the management in the backstage, behind the scenes, keeping the artists comfortable. Like, killed all of that. And I was like, yo, I could go. Like, that was one of them days when it was like, yo, she could do every fucking thing I would possibly need her to fucking do.
Yo, you know why that's
but
so
we just
touching?
talked about that on Friday.
Do you know why that's so touching to me?
Why?
Because that shit was natural. It didn't feel, nothing felt like a job. Nothing.
No, we kept telling you
those
killed it, and you
capacities,
kept looking at us like we was crazy. I remember that whole day. Shout out to Jay Moody, because Moody and them was in the building. And I remember that whole day we kept saying, yo, Saf, you a beast. And Saf was like, they needed me to talk for less than 5 minutes. Like, what are you talking about? And then look at what
That's
you got
what's
on. Look what the motherfuckers that came up before you got on.
Right.
Like, you came the whole part, and it was respected, and
That's what's up.
it added to what everybody else that was situated with us was trying to do, because we have to present a united front, but it got to be, we don't want to be united on no bullshit.
Right.
We gotta be top of the line of the whole room, and everybody was working the room. Bills was doing it from an artist perspective. Me and Z's was doing what we had to do, and you was doing it from your angle. And it was one of those days that was like, you know what? Yeah.
That was a good day.
It was a good day, but it was
Ice
funny
Cube.
because we definitely just talked about you, and I'm just sitting there like they have
That's
no
what's up.
idea that one thing's for sure, two things for certain. When we doing this shit, I'm always thinking, I never forget motherfuckers that produce. Ever. You can tell me what you do, but when you show me what you do, oh, we rocking.
You can show me better, you can tell me. So.
And we gonna rock on that level. I'm not gonna put you in above your head until you ready. And that's where a lot of people fall short at. It's like, you know what, this motherfucker told me he could do this. No, when they show you what they could do, put them in that position and see if they work their way up. And when they start getting there, then you give them that, oh, well, God damn it, guess what? We got what's the name tomorrow. What you think you could do with it?
Right. So you know what's something I'm working on? This is something real personal, is being more patient. Because all my life, like I always been just in the position. I put myself in position, was put in a position, whatever it was, to make major moves. So anytime I feel myself in a situation where I'm not at the level where I should be, like in certain situations I'm in right now, like professionally, I be having conversations with people that get paid a lot more than me about things that they should already know. I don't have the patience to sit there and wait for them to have that moment. Like, that's the girl. Like, I don't have that.
That's why you were built to create. That's why.
Exactly. So that's why
you
that's
make your
not my
own lanes.
space.
Exactly. Because I'll be honest. Shout out to Eric Brooks. We was smoking years ago. Damn, I said his name. Now I'm saying smoking. But anyway.
What, years ago? It wasn't now.
Yeah, it was years ago. I don't even know if he smoke right now. But he said, you know, you have a lot of conversations for free that people get paid for.
I'm gonna tell you about that.
And I'm like, yeah, but where my conversations start at, whether that person intentionally got it there or not, is usually out of love.
Right.
And even if, like, all right, for instance, if I give you great advice and you get in a position and then you think like, well, damn, he always had great advice. Let me see if I could work with him. That'll benefit me that way, but that's not my intention when I'm giving the advice.
Right.
But it also made me start prioritize who I'm talking to.
Right.
Because I don't know how to not just regurgitate game.
Right.
Like, it's part of what I do.
It's about implementation, execution as well.
And that's the thing too. Like, I could tell you anything.
Right.
But at the same time, I could tell you.
I can tell you what I'm doing, but you're not gonna do what I'm doing with my swag because it's not me.
No.
You got to do what you doing.
And also, if I can tell you what to do and you can't figure it out, I can give you a 6-month head start.
Right.
Like it doesn't threaten me.
But speaking to his comment, right? So yesterday, it's so funny you said that. So for those, I know y'all been with us. Now, I don't know if I explicitly said it, but I have an accounting background as well. So was heavy with taxes, worked with the IRS for years, was an auditor for the IRS.
Ran H&R Block situations. Oh,
definitely was a manager for the biggest one in the region.
Say
the
that.
youngest manager for the biggest one
Say
in the region
that.
at that
Talk
time.
that shit side.
But so somebody called me for some tax advice yesterday. She texted me or whatever, called me, texted me, whatever. And I gave it to her. I gave her some, I had to actually do some research. Like, I didn't even know the answer. And I had to do some research. And I'm sitting there talking to my folks that, you know what, this information somebody would charge for. But I just gave it to her because it's like, first of all, she's my old head, so I'm not even going to charge her. But what am I getting for it? I'm not withholding information. Like, that's, anybody know me, know I want to be a walking resource. My ambition in life is to be a walking resource.
I believe that there's a place in business for information, absolutely. But amongst your people, we speak about tribes a lot on here. you when you die with it.
Right.
You know
That's
what I
the
mean?
thing.
So if you can get it out and you feel encouraged, if it doesn't take a number to make you feel encouraged to do it, then just go with it.
But this is the thing.
Within reason.
It's one thing to get the information. It's the second thing to apply it.
Absolutely.
Now, if she needs me to apply that information when the time comes, then it's going to be a number with that. But I'm not going to withhold the information. You feel me?
That's another thing too.
I'm
That's
not
part of
withholding
business
information.
too. They give free appraisals, but if you want the work done, then guess what?
It's going to charge.
This is my number. Now, you could appraise with whoever you want to appraise with. If you like how I'm dealing,
you get what you pay for.
You got to do to deal with me.
Exactly.
And I ain't even, even above the get what you pay for thing, because I'm not going to say that what they did wouldn't be what I did.
Because I'm going to look on the cover because I said it was my folks anyway.
But at the same time, on the level that we dealing it now, and see, this is something else that I don't know if we ever touched on here. One thing that I'm big about too is I like to support my people. And a lot of times when you support your people, you get a bad name because motherfuckers are later in business say, well, this person only paid and they want this, that, and the third, and they expect this, that, and the third, but they only gave me such and such. If I reach out to you as my people to do a service and I ask you how much you require to accomplish this goal, I don't want to hear about how much I paid after if I paid that number.
Exactly.
I don't want to read about how much I paid after. I don't want to feel like I got a discounted service. Tell me the full boat. And if I can afford you, I'm going to still support you. If your service is worth it, I'm going to work my way up to it or whatever I have to do to get it done. Or I'm going to keep you in mind for something later to where that makes sense. Because I might not even have, I might holler at you about a video.
Right.
And you'd be like, well, this is what I need, but since it's you, it's this, that, and the third. And I'm looking at the quality of what you done, and I'm like, well, shit, for that, I'm doing that all day. But if you said, well, this is what I run for what I do, and I'm like, well, damn, for that quality, I definitely want to do that, but this not really on that. Like, if I'm going to spend that, then I'm going to spend this in addition to make sure that it's right, and I'm going to make sure that it's this. This might not even be the same record that I want to do with him. I'm going to get him when I got a bigger record. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Don't slight yourself because it might take me 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 years to get back at you. But when I get back at you, hopefully you've progressed, I've progressed, and now we could meet at a common place. But don't tell me I usually charge $1,000, but I'm gonna give it to you for $600. And then when I say, well, yo, I need you to do another effort, it's like, well, another edit. You like, well, damn, you only gave me $600.
Right. Well, nigga,
and you acting like you gave me a stack, and it's like, bro, I'd have bought you a stack, bro.
Right.
Like the bread, and I hate to say the bread ain't that deep, but like it's everything in business is situational. Mm-hmm. It's based on need and demand. So if you are the $1,000 bull and I gotta pay you the $1,000 to get with you, then trust me, I'm gonna get with you on $1,000. And I'm talking low numbers because I don't want to get crazy. Cause
I mean, every numbers
in this business, this shit fluctuates.
Right.
And I talk to people all the time that pay a lot of different numbers, anywhere from $50 a video to $50,000 a video. Right. But what I'm saying is just to keep numbers round. You see what I'm saying? Like it's one of those things where it's like, don't ever give me discount quality. Aww. Because at that point, then
but that goes back to you get what you pay for too, though. But that also goes back to you get what you pay for.
But that's weird because in good business, you know that your name, your quality, and all of that is what you need to get paid for. And if you can't produce that for that, you don't need to put your name on it. At a certain point, you're hustling me.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
You see what I'm saying?
Agree. But again, you get what you pay for. If you would have paid that stack up front.
But let me know. Just let me know.
For
just
sure.
Tell me. And like I said,
it's
I'm
about
using,
communication.
I'm
we talk
video
about that
as an example.
We talk about that all the time. It's about communication, right?
But it happens across the board. Absolutely. And that's what it is. It's like, and you know me, I'm diligent. I'll ask 3 different ways.
For sure.
You know me. I'll be like, so you got everything you need, right? So we good, right? So da-da-da-da. Like, I'll ask everything. And then motherfucker be frustrated with me and be like, but bro, it's getting dark. I ain't bring my light.
Isn't this what you do?
So we gotta shoot another night. Like, we'll figure it out. Yeah, but you only like.
Right.
Bro, I didn't tell you. Like, you told me I had 12 hours to shoot. You showed up at 3 o'clock.
Right.
How much light we was going to. Like, and these ain't personal situations because I got a good relationship with most of my directors on some real shit.
But it's real examples.
But I watch people go through this shit all the time.
It's real examples.
And I watch people react to these things. And when you in the middle, like when you know both sides, not even based on anyone telling you, just based on watching how it proceeded and how it built up. And it's like, well, damn, you kind of told him you was going to provide him that whatever level shit. And now when you run out of time or when you not as enthused or whatever have you, and that's another communication thing, because on the director side, maybe you needed more content.
Right.
Maybe they're asking you to stretch something that they didn't give you a lot for. It wasn't enough people for that scene for you to keep cutting away to get the right amount of people to look like they was vibing.
Right.
Or maybe when they did, certain people wasn't on point, so they couldn't use that. It's communication. That's the communication part. We still back to the communication
exactly.
part.
I always say, I mean, communication is key to me in professional and personal relationships. I just feel like it's the most important factor ever.
Well, I always tell you that no matter how much I hate you, I love you, and I appreciate you. You know what I mean?
Ditto.
But our communication is based on a different reality, though.
But I also feel like, again, I appreciate that we can be honest with each other, because I feel like that's, again, like if you can't be real with anything, professional, regardless, even in that situation, like, but I ain't bring my light. But listen, you said we had 12 hours. What did you, like, what was the expectation? You know what I'm saying? It's about communication. Like, if you be like, you right, let's go. Like, y'all all fucked up in the bait, and you know what I'm saying?
And then I got you with a bunch of dark ass footage that you made.
And then you got to come out again. So now you wasting more of your time.
And mind you, and that's the thing, like, and that's where it gets weird, because on the person that's directing side, they're looking at it like, well, these are hours I didn't account for where I could have been getting a different check.
Right.
On your side, they don't know what you could have been doing on that side.
Right.
Like, mind you, this might be a whatever value video, but within a couple phone calls, I could have made that back, and we could have been wherever next week.
Right.
But we gotta fit this.
Plus,
shit
everything ain't for everybody, so everybody don't know what's going on. You don't know what I do. You don't know what
you shouldn't. And I know rappers like to talk a lot about what they do, but let's not. We not. First of all, one of the things I want to make sure we don't do is act like everything rappers talk about is what they do, because y'all keep locking niggas up for what they saying in they fucking songs, and we not doing that.
Right. No.
But like at the same time, you don't know what a motherfucker doing, man. I know motherfuckers that rap all street shit and work construction all day.
Yeah.
And guess what? I'm happy for them.
And guess what? You got other people that don't say nothing about nothing and doing the most.
Nigga make fucking the best strip club song in the world. Won't say nothing about a bird, hand off or nothing. And you be looking at him like a noodle.
Right.
And he moving them noodles. By the ramen load.
That made me think about the
at ramen prices.
That made me think about the boy Antoine from the Joe Button podcast.
Who Antoine?
The bull who they thought was gay and he had all the jewels.
Oh yeah, you stupid. I don't even want to talk about that on my platform.
I'm sorry, but
it's hilarious.
But I'm just saying it's hilarious. But I'm just saying you think that you
Bottom
can't judge a book by its cover.
He ended up
That's
with
my whole
3
thing.
of them in the room by his lonesome. So.
But my whole thing is the moral of that story is don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, well, I've probably been Antoine before. But see why I don't like getting into this shit?
Listen, I'm just saying. Glad we homies.
Anyway.
But so let's lighten the load. Lighten the load.
I
think that you should definitely drop that music that you keep talking about.
Did you hear any of it?
I heard, definitely heard some of it.
All right.
I don't know if I heard all of it, but I definitely know I heard some of it.
I don't know if I got all of it.
But
that's how crazy it's been.
I definitely know that I heard some of it, and I definitely feel like you should definitely drop it. Like, if not now, then when?
I was just trying to figure out, cause like when it's spur of the moment shit, you start trying to figure out your rollout, and maybe we're at a time where rollout isn't as important, but it's just the way I've always known to do things.
Well, rollout is important, it's just in a different way.
And that's the angle. It's like I've released singles ahead of time before, but like now might be one of the times where it's like, you know what? Really just let some singles go and then figure the rest out as it goes along and builds up.
Right.
More so than I did before. Usually I would be dropping the singles with a precise plan behind it.
For sure.
That I know that I can move around, run from station to station.
Right.
you know, all of that because like we have our networks, and I'm so used to utilizing my network that it feels strange. And
So
I'm not
how-
making excuses.
So how were your networks moving?
Different ones are doing different things.
So then
like
you
the
about to be doing
conversations
some
we've been
different
having.
things, ain't you?
So it's like I really have to find my place in that because at the same time, whatever go with me got to hit. And I'm not talking about on the national, international level. I'm talking.
But even
about,
if you drop a little something,
yeah, I like to set the bar though. Like
even if it's a little teaser.
I have a thing against people that are using selfies for promo flyers and all of that.
I finally got a like because it wasn't a selfie.
I'm talking about for like professional.
I know, but
shit.
I'm just being funny because you don't like nobody's pictures
I've been
and selfies.
seeing a lot of women, I guess since we stuck in quarantine, they all shooting the same videos with all their half-naked girlfriends in their house. Like, a lot of that annoys me. So I have to try to figure out the most professional way to do some rush shit based on what we have.
So you talking about with the visuals and
accessible, yeah.
Got you. I got you.
Yeah.
But maybe even just dropping a single though.
I'm gonna drop a couple, but Sippin is out there now, which y'all heard on the intro.
I love Sippin. You know that's like one of my faves.
Y'all should be doing that every night.
I love to see you. Well,
perform that shit. You already know.
I'm sipping.
Shout out to Bruno Brown, my guy.
Bruno.
But I got Complicated with Dutch coming.
Nice.
Probably let that go.
Shout out to Dutch.
I got Toreup Rock with Lil Mop Top. Matter of fact, Complicated is actually featuring K on the con. Motherfuckers ain't even peep like K on it. She on the vocals on the hook.
Ow. Where my drop at that I did way back? I love that joint.
I probably still got it, but I want a new one because I want the yo-yo.
Oh, you got the yo-yo. So this thing, so you ain't responding to my text. Yo-yo been everywhere, and I was just kind of feeling a little offended. But like, and it had like a couple O's. Like I was in my voice to everybody joint. Like, yo-yo? Like.
What happened? Where it's been?
I was texting you. I had screenshotted you, so everybody just been saying it.
Oh, I mean, well, look, man.
I was thinking that was my shit that I coined.
Everybody think they got a fly day. Everybody think they sipping with somebody. The greats are to be emulated. The greatest form of flattery is
imitation.
So we ain't gonna trip over that.
That just mean y'all tuning in. I got it. I get it.
I
Understood.
It. I like.
Shout out to y'all. Holla at you.
Please believe me. You know what I mean? I ain't even gonna talk shit to none of yous.
Not at all.
We love you. But let the people know how to get all your situated.
So you already know. You can check your girl at onthescenemagazine.com. That is your place and space for everything positive from the lifestyle, like sports, fashion, music, entertainment, whatever you want. We just coming from a positive perspective. It's too much negativity out here. Holla at your girl from that positive note.
Say that, man. Glad to have you back in the building.
I'm happy to be here.
It's always love. We gonna kick it for another 2 and a few before you get out of here.
Let's go.
All right, but look, man, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Sippin' with Sammie. This has been the Sippin' with Sammie podcast. I am Sippin' with Sammie, Sam Malone, Barstool, Rug. If you ain't sipping with Sammie, you ain't sipping right. Get your fucking life together, and make sure you catch us every Thursday at 4 p.m. We control happy hour on Thursdays on the podcast side of things, on everything. Check us out on YouTube, all other podcast streaming networks, and every Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. on Glocawear Radio. Friday, the best happy hour in the world on the greatest station in the nation. I swear, Glocawear Radio. Check us out, man. Keep us updated. Let us know what y'all got going on. Please let us know what to support. Who's out here doing the most so that we can contribute energy, resources, or a platform to them so that they can get more help. But we together in this shit. Let's stick together and let's play it that way. And I'll see y'all next week. Fly shit only.
I'm gonna wind up punching it, but fuck it. Since my voice the loudest, I'ma set it off. No ploy, angle, or bullshit involved. I done walked the trail, see nature evolve. Spring into the game, fuck summer, winter falls. No winter involved, no dinner at all. Just ass snacks, tucked in snapbacks while they twist it off. No nutrients or supplements, that sucker shit. Cause it's clip blowholes and Debo if he rough and shit. He on that rough and shit, great talent going astray. I'm just surviving the game that I was born to play. Could've been gone today, I shouldn't be here. Multiple shots, close range, I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be fed. Admire a nigga that'll write it out when he could set fire to niggas. I'm a tyrant nigga, slugs will you iron nigga. 2-piece in that bull crease, you on fire nigga. Come test me, I'm blessed, see, none stress me. Everything Irie hood. Low key, hammering sleeves, lots under hood, eyes under shades. They say I'm underpaid, I can't tell. My plans fail, we still skating. Hey, I'm talking real paper, I'm galaxy gone. Petty ass niggas, what time is you on? Bougie Betty bitches, get your hair wet.